Protocols 2G, 3G, 4G and Wi-Fi. The most popular network nowadays is a mobile phone network. Now when I say about a network, what comes into your mind? Directly a mobile phone network. Now this mobile phone network is based on cellular technology. That's why long time back it is called cell phone. Nowadays the phone is called smartphone. Now you know the reason why it is called a smartphone. Cellular technology refers to having many small interconnected transmitters as opposed to a single big one, and uses multiplexing to send the information. What does it mean? Now if you see a mobile phone, how do we transmit the data? Through transmitter. Now where do we see the transmitter? In the towers. From the towers it transmits the data from source to destination. Now instead of having one big tower for communication purpose, we have small interconnected towers. Now in that tower we have transmitter and it uses multiplexing to send information. Now if you want to send a data, or if you're having a voice call to your friends, what happens? It uses multiplexing. Say suppose, what is multiplexing? Say suppose you're going from your home to school. You have a single road. Now you will not be the only one who will be going through that road. Your friends may go through the same road. So there will be multiple people who will be passing through this road which is going from home to school. Same is the case here. Through this multiplexing, what happens? You can send the information. Multiple access method is one in which available bandwidth of a link is shared in frequency, time or through code between the stations. Now this ensures optimization utilization of resource and time. Now this multiple access method is a one in which the available bandwidth through the available network or through the available network of the link, the frequency will be shared in time or through code between stations. When I say stations, it means towers. Now what does it ensure? It ensures optimization utilization of resource and time. So whenever you're calling your friend, if there is no multiple access method, what will happen? It will take time, or you may not able to manage a call or take a call from your friend or to your friend. So what happens? Because of this multiple access method, you're able to make a call to your friend in nick of time. Various multiplexing options available to communication channels are: number one is frequency division multiple access, or FDMA. Now the available bandwidth is divided into frequency bands. Here each user is assigned a different frequency from the complete spectrum. All the frequencies can then simultaneously travel on the data channel. Now what does this mean? Let's look through this picture. Say suppose we have a channel here. Say suppose take the example of a YouTube channel. Now if you're using FDMA, what will happen? Frequency, just like I said, FDMA means frequency division multiple access. So what will do? Frequency will be divided and multiple user can access the same channel with different frequency. That is nothing but FDMA. Now suppose we have a channel. Say suppose take the example of YouTube channel. Now if you're using FDMA, what happens? The frequency will be divided into different frequencies, say F1, F2, F3. Now if you want to view the channel, what will happen? User 1 can view at frequency F1, user 2 can view the channel at frequency F2, and user 3 can view the channel at frequency F3. Now this channel or videos that you're going to view can be viewed at the same time in different frequencies. Now take the example of a website. Now say suppose if you're looking for results, there will be different website links will be there to access the same result. Now what they do is that they use different frequencies. Now take the example here. Say suppose I'm saying here result has been declared. Now there will be server 1, server 2, server 3 links will be given. Link 1, link 2, link 3 will be given. Now through these different links, any of the 3 links, you can access your results. Now what basically is happening? It is like dividing the frequency so that you can access your website at the same time. Same is the case in FDMA. Here what happened, frequency is getting divided, and at the same time with different frequencies you can access the channel. That is nothing but a frequency division multiple access. Time division multiple access. The station shares the bandwidth of the channel in time. A single radio frequency is divided into multiple slots. Each slot is assigned to different users, so the user can support simultaneously. Now let us understand this time division multiple access through a picture. Now if you see a picture, you can see here what does TDMA means, time division. That means time will be divided on the same frequency. Here, unlike FDMA, frequency will not be divided. Frequency will remain same, but time will be divided, and it can be accessed by multiple users. Now actually what is happening here, so suppose you have a YouTube channel here and many people wants to view your channel. See, through time slot T1, now T1 will have one time slot, T2 will have another time slot, and T3 will have another time slot. It's just like if you go to a theater, you will have a show time, say morning 6 to 9 will have another show. Same show will be given another in 10 to 12, or another show it will be given, or in another show it will be or at around now again in 3 to 5 we'll have another show in theater. Same is the case here. What happens here in time division multiple access, through different time slots you can access the channel. Now say suppose you have a YouTube channel. Now I'm giving the example of YouTube channel. Why? Because it is easier for now you're accessing all at once. So what happened, for the first 1 hour you can use T1, for the next second hour you can use time T2, and for the next 3 hours you will use the time slot T3. So in this way you will use the time for this channel. Say suppose if T1 is over, then you will not able to use T1, but you have to access to T2, then next is T3. In this way time division multiple access can access the channel by the user. Number 3, code division multiple access or CDMA. Here several users share the same frequency spectrum simultaneously. They are differentiated by assigning unique codes to them. The receiver has a unique key to identify the individual calls. Now let us understand what is code division multiple access through a picture here. Now in this picture you can see there is a channel. Channel name is A. Say suppose channel is a YouTube channel, just for your sake. Now unlike FDMA or TDMA, in FDMA what happens, frequency is getting divided. In TDMA what is happened, time is getting divided. But here we don't have any relationship with time and frequency. Now in order to access a channel in CDMA, a special code will be given for different stations. Now through these stations you can access the channel. See there are 4 towers or 4 stations are there which can access channel A. So first will be given a code 101, second will be given a code 102, third will be given a code 103, and the fourth will be given a code 104. Now through this code only what will happen, you can access a channel in CDMA. So basically what we have a unique code. Now each code is different from different stations. So this is what actually is CDMA. 1G of first generation. Transmitted voice calls as analog signal. No data was transmitted. So in first generation, only you can make a voice call. You cannot send a text message. There was no internet, so there was no data to be transmitted. The technology used was AMPS or Advanced Mobile Phone System. Now an AMP was voice only network operating system which worked on a frequency of 800 MHz band. Being a primitive radio technology, AMPS operated in the same manner as a regular radio transmission, where the 800 MHz band was split up into number of channels via FDMA. Now just like the regular radio, if you have seen a radio transmission, what happens, it will work on certain frequency. Say suppose 800 MHz frequency band, it works, and if you click on the channel you will see some noise or some voice coming out from radio. Same is the case. Now If you're making a voice call, then it will work on 800 MHz band, and that will be split into number of channels via FDMA. Now I've explained what is FDMA earlier. Now the speed of the voice call was up to 2.4 kbps. So the signal it can travel is only up to 2.4 kbps. Now disadvantage, number one, poor voice quality. Now there will be some noise with it. Now if you talk over the phone, there will be large phone with limited battery, and there is no security for the data. 2G or second generation. In second generation of cell phone, simple text messaging was introduced. It evolved to digital switching. Now in 2G, what happens? You can text a message apart from making a voice call. Now it has evolved to digital switching. Now in 1G, what happened? There was only analog phone. Voice could be digitized and compressed. Now the voice will be clear because it has been digitized and it can be compressed. It improved the security by allowing voice and control signal to be encrypted. Here the voice and the signal will be encrypted. Now whatever you talk will not be leaked or will not be leaked easily by a hacker. It enabled new services such as text messaging, packet data, that is internet. Packet data is nothing but the internet. Caller ID, you will have caller ID here, and also introduce SIM, the SIM card that we use now, that is subscriber identity module. Now if you are using 2G generation, what happens in 2G? What other features are there? We have text messaging, we have internet, we have caller ID. You can check the number who is calling you, that is nothing but a caller ID, and introduce a SIM card. Through the SIM card you can exchange a voice call and many features that are available in 2G. Now SIM stands for subscriber identity module. Now this new digital network is called GSM, a global system for mobile communication. Now earlier you might have seen the SIM card. SIM card is very big. Nowadays you're using 4G. SIM card has changed to nano SIM card. Earlier we used to use big SIM cards, the original SIM card that we get from the SIM. And its technology backbone of choice is TDMA. So the technology we use in 2G is TDMA, that is nothing but time division multiple access. Data speed is up to 64 kbps here. Disadvantages of 2G. Now there is a low network range and slow data range. To overcome this problem, two networks CDMA and EDGE were introduced. The TDMA technology behind the 2G network means that if a mobile phone cannot respond within its given time slot, the tower will drop your call and begin handling another one. Now, what is this TDMA? As earlier I have said, in TDMA, time is divided, frequency remains same. So within this time slot, if you are not able to call, what happens? It will begin handling another one. So instead of TDMA, CDMA was used for customers who couldn't receive a good signal on an AMPS but were outside GSM's limited range. So because of this reason, what happened? CDMA is used for customers who could not receive a good signal on AMPS. Now, but it is outside GSM limited range. So there will be some limitation in the range of the network here. Now after 2G we have 2.5G, which is added digital data, or we call it GPRS. General Packet Radio Service is a mobile data service that essentially packet oriented. So what happens in 2.5G? We have little bit increase in the internet. The speed increases. After 2.5G it comes 2.75, or we call it Edge network. Now suppose nowadays if you don't have 4G network, you get this Edge network, which is nothing but the enhanced data rate for GSM evolution ensure fast data. So Edge network, it ensure fast data as compared to GPRS. So nothing much difference here in 2.5G and 2.75G, but the internet speed increases in 2.75G as compared to 2.5G. 3G or third generation. In third generation, web browsing, email, video downloading, picture sharing, and other smartphone technologies were introduced. 3G is capable of handling around 2 megabits per second. So the speed it can handle is 2 megabits per second. The 3G standard utilizes a new technology called UMTS, Universal Mobile Telecommunication. system, and its core network architecture and its technological backbone of choice is wideband version of CDMA. It is similar to CDMA but a wider version. The main characteristics are number one. Now device in 3G are called smartphones. Fast communication, data speeds between 144 kbps and 2 mbps. High quality voice transmission. So you'll get a nice quality voice transmission will be there. It support multimedia. Now you can play videos, you can listen to music, you can listen to songs, or any kind of multimedia. You can download picture or MMS. Mobile TV, mobile internet. So 3G support is mobile TV and mobile internet also, where you can watch videos, say for example YouTube. 4G or fourth generation. The speed of this technology of wireless has been increased up to at least 100 megabits per second and up to 1 gigabits per second. So speed in fourth generation, the internet that we can access, can be in the range of 100 megabits to 1 gigabits per second. It surpassed the speed of the average wireless broadband home internet connection. Now, because of its humongous speed, what happened? It surpasses the wireless broadband that we use at home or some other internet connection that we use at home. Now the features are wireless. It is a wireless broadband. It is based on LTE advanced technology or LTE, which means long-term evolution. It is a series of upgrades to existing UMTS technology and uses 5 to 60 GHz frequency band. Significantly faster speeds and reduce the network congestion, since the speed is high in the range of 100 megabits to 1 Gbps. So the speed is high as compared to rest of the generation that we use in network, and it reduces the network congestion through packet switch. And number 5 is voice as VoIP, VoLTE. Now in your mobile phone you can see something written as LTE, that is nothing but long-term evolution. Now what is this voice as VoIP or VoLTE? So if you're making a call through WhatsApp, that is nothing but voice over internet protocol or VoIP. Now VoLTE is a voice technology that works over the LTE data connection. It has extremely high voice quality. 5G or 5th generation or 5th generation. It is yet to be implemented wireless technology which promises super fast data rates up to 20 gigabytes per second along with energy saving. Till now in India we haven't established a 5th generation technology, but you can see nowadays phones coming with 5G, but it is yet to be implemented. But when it comes, it will give a super fast data that is up to 20 gigabits per second. Wi-Fi or wireless fidelity. It is a technology for wireless local area networking with device based on IEEE 802.11 standard. So it has some protocol and a standard that is IEEE 802.11. Device that can use Wi-Fi technology include personal computers, your laptop, video game consoles like your Xbox or PS4, smartphones. Nowadays we have smartphones and tablets, digital cameras, smart TVs, digital audio player, and modern printers. So these are the devices which we can use with Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi compatible device can connect to the internet via wireless LAN and a wireless access point. Wireless access point like JioFi. Such an access point has a range of about 20 meter indoor and a greater range outdoor. So it depends on your access point like JioFi. How much range is it? It may be about 20 meter indoors or greater range in outdoors. Hotspot coverage can be as small as a single room with walls that block radio waves, or as large as many square kilometers achieved by using multiple overlapping access points. By using multiple overlapping access points, say there'll be 2, 3, 4 JioFi type will be there. So we while using this one, it can go up till kilometers.